Do you see yourself there long term? Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm very nice and cozy right now. I've got a little loungewear set on. I've got a little blanket over me. I'm sat on my bed. I would have a hot chocolate, but we don't have any. Got the heating on and it just feels very nice and cozy and wintry, and I'm very excited for Christmas. For today's video, I am going to sit down and answer all your questions that you have about my job, and apparently there's a lot, and I actually am like so impressed. You guys asked some like really good, kind of a bit juicy questions. So yeah, I asked some over on Instagram and on YouTube. Yeah, I was gonna do my hair because, so basically I had to get ready anyway, so I'm going out later, but then I was like, oh, should I do my hair, because I was planning on doing it later, but I was like, do you know what, I can't be bothered, we're just going to keep the video nice and chilled and cozy. If I keep touching my hair, it's probably because it's annoying me because I haven't done anything with it. So sorry about that. So I know I always get comments like, why does she touch her hair so much? We don't care about those people. This is going to be in like no order. I'm literally just going to go through them and answer some of your questions. I just feel like I get like a lot of questions about like, what do I actually do? If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Amy. I'm currently have like just started my apprenticeship. It's like a degree apprenticeship. I've done it straight after sixth form, and yeah, don't know what else there is to say. I work for like a financial services firm, and I specialise in tax, so that's that. Anyway, I'm gonna get on with answering some of these questions. We're like just over 2 months in to my apprenticeship now. So as I mentioned previously in another video, I wanted to film one of these like up-to-date videos and be like honest and like, what's my experience been like so far and how have I found it, etc. So that is kind of this. I might film like another like proper update like a few more months in or something like that, I'm not really sure. But for now, I'm going to get on with answering your questions. Zoe asked, how many exams do you have to do before you fully qualify? This was not a good question to start on, so I don't actually know the answer, but I believe it's like 15. It's honestly so many, like... Another Zoe asked, do you ever regret choosing the apprenticeship over uni? I'm really regretting choosing uni over an apprenticeship. No, not at all. Like, it couldn't be further from me regretting it. Like, hold up, itchy nose. I can't lie, I look at my friends who are at uni and I'm just like, I am not jealous of you in the slightest, and that sounds so horrible, but I just look at what they're doing and I'm like, I am so glad that I stuck with this, because the thought of being at uni right now is so off-putting. Ugh, I'm so glad I didn't go. I'm going to film a video about like choosing an apprenticeship over uni and all that good stuff at some point, so keep an eye out for that on my channel. But yeah, I'm so glad that I chose an apprenticeship over uni. Funny thing is as well, like at my place, the grads are doing the exact same qualifications as me. They just literally get paid like 7 grand more. We've been told that our salaries like balance out eventually, like a few years down the line anyway, so why you'd go to uni and then be in the exact same job role, doing the exact same thing, doing the exact same qualifications as someone who didn't go uni? I don't know. But yeah, uni was not for me, and I'm glad that I stuck by that. Someone else asked, how many hours do you work a day? I work 7 hours, well, yeah, I work 7 hours and on 1 hour lunch, so that's 8 hours. But when you like factor in my commute and stuff as well, it's so much longer. What is the longest you've had to work? Probably like 7.5 hours. Like, I'm not one for staying late. How much client involvement do you have, and if so, have you had any big clients? Now, you obviously will over time get more responsibility with clients, but I do email clients myself. I've been to a client meeting, client calls. Generally you're not going to be the one doing the talking because someone else will take on that role, because obviously they know a lot more about it. And as for like how big the clients are, they're big. Not all of them, but some of them are like very, 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 very big, and are like household names kind of thing. Are your colleagues supportive? Yes, 100%. They like want us to pass our exams, they want us to do well, they want to help, they're always up for a chat about like literally anything. They're so supportive. We get a coach as well. I don't know when that's happening. I think that's sometime soon. But yeah, they're really, really supportive. I mean, that's just my experience. Someone else's experience might be different in a different team or in a different company. But yes, they are. Maya asked, what does a typical day's work involve? I can't even answer that because you end up doing different things all the time. And I was actually speaking to a girl about this the other day, that I don't have, like, I feel like the work that I'm doing is so different to how I like pictured it to be. I kind of expected to like go into work each day and have like set things that I'd have to do, or like things that were like my responsibility, or like I just kind of expected like the first few hours of my day to be taken up by doing like certain things. But it's literally not like that at all. It's like a really flexible work environment, as in you can kind of choose what team you work in, and you can kind of like, it's up to you to get work. So that's why all the things that I do are really different. I do like the only like general thing that I can think of that I like typically do is I do a lot of the take on stuff. So that means like when we get a new client or we're doing a new piece of work for like an already existing client, you have to do a big take on process of like checking loads of things and agreeing like, I don't know, like fees, what work we're doing, who's going to be involved, all that stuff. So typically I will do one of those. The take on process is like quite long, but typically I'll do like one element of that a day at least on a client. It could be any client. So I guess I do that a lot. Recently I've been like doing a bit more like report writing, which is like the final deliverable for the client. And then yeah, like a couple meetings like training us on stuff, or I have like fair few client calls each week. So yeah, that's kind of my typical day, but it does change because it just depends on what you're doing. So every day I go in, I'll be doing something slightly different. Someone else asked, was it hard making friends? Literally not at all, because the way that they structure it, like the program where I am, they shove us all in, like apprenticeships and grads. They literally just shove us all in together, and you just kind of have to like mingle with people. Those first weeks of training were horrible. Like I don't think anyone liked it at the start because it was just like you're shoved together, and it's really like forced because you're like no one knows each other. But in a way it does work out good because you make so many friends. So it's like now I have friends across the business, but like I also have friends I've met since being in the office in my team. So it like forces you to like make friends and meet new people. So no, it wasn't really hard to make friends because they did that right at the start. But if they hadn't have done that right at the start, I think it would have been a lot harder to make friends, and I probably wouldn't have the majority of the friends that I have now. Emma asked, are there many of you doing the same apprenticeship in your company? In terms of like school leavers, like 18-year-olds, no, there isn't very many. There's very, very few of us compared to like the size of the company. But we're literally doing the same program that grads are doing. There are so many more grads than what there are apprentices. I think there's like over 10 times more grads than there are of us, like just from this year's intake. So yeah, when you like add it all up, it's really nice because there's like a really big cohort. So like there's so many of us all doing the same thing. Is your degree apprenticeship able to offer you a good social life? 100%. Oh my gosh, when I got there that first week, I literally had lunches every day, and I'm not talking about like a few of us went out for lunch. There were like organised team lunches where we got to meet so many new people. That's another thing, like that made me make more friends and like introduce and meet new people and build relationships, because you get taken out with different teams and you'd all have like a massive lunch. You'd be out for a couple hours, and yeah, that was really good. We have a lot of socials. Most teams do a social once a month, but there'll be like other little things in between that. Christmas is coming up, so I've been helping organise our Christmas meal. We've got our Christmas do, which is really exciting. And yeah, there are so many things. Like next week I'm at college, and I'm missing 3 socials next week because I'm at college, which is really annoying. Stephanie asked, do you find the work repetitive or is it too hard? Kind of a mixture. The work can be quite repetitive because it's like you've done it so many times, but then I guess you just get quicker and better at doing it. But the like topic about it's like of what you're doing is always different because it'll be a different client and you're doing something different. And because at the minute I'm like getting work across so many teams, I don't ever really sit there and think like, oh, this is so boring and repetitive, because I'm doing so many different types of things for different types of clients because I'm like spread out across a few different teams. So no, a few pieces of work I've been given, I've literally like had no idea what I'm doing, and it's more so like the research ones. I hate it when someone's like, can you research this for me? And I'm literally there like, oh God, because I just can never find the right answer, and I find that like it's so confusing. I probably can imagine after like a few more months it will get quite repetitive. But yeah. Bethany also asked, do you wish you had done something else? Not at all. I'm so glad that I've had this experience and I'm so glad I've done it. Like, it's just made me realise a lot, and like I've learned a lot, and I've met a lot of new people and different types of people, and like I've just really got to see what that type of like world is like. So yeah, I'm so glad I've done it. Someone else asked, how do you feel about the hours of your job? The actual hours, like when you think about it, 7 hours, that's really good. But with the commute, it's literally like when you factor in the time it takes you to get up, get ready, get there, do your work, have your lunch break, you know, get back home. I'm near enough doing, on average, I do like 11-hour days, and it's so tiring, like so tiring. I'm literally exhausted all the time. I sleep so friggin' much at the weekends. Like I can't bring myself to go out, and like even some of the socials, I'm literally just like, I actually can't be bothered to go. Liv asked, how's a work-life balance? That kind of answers that as well. Like the only life balance that I have is at the weekends. I'm literally trying to do like so much at the minute. I've just got so much on my plate and it's really, really hard. But I don't know, yeah. It's literally exhausting. Sometimes I do sit there and I'm like at my desk and I question like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting myself through this? Because it's just, honestly, I'll be sat there like, it will be in the afternoon and my eyes are so heavy because I'm just like, I need to get home and get to bed. And Kira asked a similar question, do you feel like you can balance learning and working at the same time? I'm in college next week, and then I've got an exam in like 2 weeks or a bit more. When you're trying to work and trying to study for an exam, it's so difficult. I cannot come home and revise. Like, I am exhausted, so it gets all left to the weekends, but then that's not long enough. I feel like we don't get given enough study leave. That bit is really hard, and I still haven't mastered that, but I've like learned a few things from the first exam that I had, so I know not to do them this time. But yeah, I just went out a bit too much with the first exam, so we're not going to do that this time. Average day at an apprenticeship, is it what the firm is advertising it as being? Good question. I feel like no. I feel like I can just think of a few times when we've all kind of sat down and been like, we didn't sign up for this, we didn't know about this, or like, you know, no one told us. They could have made us a little bit more aware. There are a few things that you kind of just find out when you get there. I can't think of an example though. It's not like big things. I feel like they didn't emphasize how hard the qualification was. But then when you think about it, they didn't really advertise it all that much. Like, they didn't give too much away. So Daniel asked, how are you finding it? Is it what you expected? Generally, it's good. I'm really, really tired. I 100% like the novelty is long gone now. And is it what I expected? Literally not at all, in both good and bad ways. But yeah, it's just not how I pictured it to be. But I think with any job, like you can't, and even uni, I guess, like you can't predict what the reality of like being there is going to be like. You kind of just find it out when you're there, and you like learn as you go along. So yeah. Okay, Liv asked, I feel like there's so many people called Liv in this video, is it just me? Do you see yourself there long term? And are there any opportunities for you after you complete the apprenticeship, e.g. further qualifications? Interesting. Do I see myself there like long term, as in is this my future career. Is that what I'm going to be doing in like, when I'm, I don't know, like 50 years old? I'm going to take a wild guess and say no, because I know myself fairly well and I know that I get bored quite easy. I know that I always like want something bigger and better. I'm always like striving for more than what I have currently. So knowing me, it's probs not gonna be a long-term thing. I might get like a year into this, or like, I don't know, however long into this, and be like, oh my gosh, I love this, and then end up doing it for like a good 20-30 years, because so many people that have been at that company for that long. But I don't necessarily plan on it. But then like, also if you look at it on the flip side, like what do I plan to do in the next like few years? I literally couldn't even tell you, because I just don't really think that far ahead. So it's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, no, like I'm leaving next week, but I probably won't be there in like 4 years to come, you know? And in terms of like other qualifications, like, yeah, I think you would be able to do other qualifications, but to be honest, I don't know anyone that's done one, because after you've done the qualifications that I'm doing now, like, they're horrible. And I've seen like other people who are in like years above me who are doing it, and at that level that they're doing, they are just hating it. So I can't really see why anyone would turn around and be like, hey, let's learn some more. Like, I just don't think that would happen. Good question. So someone asked, what has been the worst thing about it so far? Okay, let me think about this. I feel like I can't answer with like one thing, which makes it sound really bad. I feel like in a nutshell, it's a really big like jump and like step to overcome. And I feel like generally when you look at the whole, like with that comes, A, I have nowhere near as much freedom as what I used to. And B, I'm literally, like I've said a couple of times already, I'm absolutely exhausted. Like, I can't express that enough. During the week, I'm just shattered. So I feel like both of those things put together, it makes for like, generally, it's a really overwhelming experience, and it's like so many emotions but wrapped into one. I think that makes sense. Okay, I've honestly been filming for so long, so I feel like I'm going to wrap this up here. I still have so many more questions that you guys have asked me, but I feel like they're just more kind of like general questions, so I'm going to leave that there. Hopefully that's answered the main ones and gave you a bit more of an insight as to like what it's really like. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you are new and you want to stick around and see more of these types of videos, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button. I'm literally losing my voice, so I've been talking for so long. I'm about to now go and film a little what I wore in a week video. I need to film like the intro and that to that. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I also uploaded a little workwear haul the other week, so go give that a watch if you want. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you all loads. I hope you're having a really lovely day, and yeah, I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.